Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Check, check. I'm asking like live streams.
Check, check, check. Check. Are you hearing that?
Good afternoon. Can I ask everyone to find your seats so we can get started? Thank you. It's probably going to take a couple more minutes. We have some more students arriving.
Ready? All right, everybody, let's get started. Thank you for coming. And we're all socially distant. Very nice. So, welcome to our afternoon of recognition. And what a year has it been. Unbelievable. Today, we gather here to celebrate the tremendous academic achievements and successes of this year. Baccalaureate is the culmination of months of engagement and hard work by the entire student body. And it also celebrates those whose leadership has contributed to setting the bar high for all of us. At Darrow School, we focus not on competition between students, but rather on every single student growing into their best self as a scholar and a person. In that process of aspiring to be, and then practicing to be our best selves, we are enriched by the interactions among students and faculty. As we approach the conclusion of a school year like no other, celebrating each other's accomplishments together somehow feels more important than ever. As we honor those who have particularly distinguished themselves, we will also hear some reflections by a few of our senior leaders. Now, before we start, let me just add that today's speakers have all been selected by their classmates, the class of 2021, to share their wisdom and reflections. So we will begin. Our first speaker is Jahim Pierre, one of the senior class co-president. Jahim hails from Dominica, is a 3-year senior. His leadership positions at Darrow have included serving as an RA, a history prefect, along with being senior class co-president. Jahim leaves here today or tomorrow or whenever Saturday to begin his undergraduate studies at Hobart and William Smith College. Will you please welcome Jahim?
Oops. Just give me a minute. Oops. Yeah. All right, to go now. So let me just say good afternoon to honored guests, faculty members, family and friends tuning in via Zoom, and most of all, the distinguished members of the class of 2021. Good afternoon once again. Today it's my hopeful pleasure and honor to join this class as we begin the end of an interesting and eventful journey. A journey that varies based on arrival, but consequential enough that all members can reflect on a specific part of their journey that speaks volumes to the strength of their experience here at Darrow. The common thread that binds all of our individual journeys together is the shared characteristics of perseverance, resilience, and a sense of purpose, and more importantly, mutual respect and empathy for members in our community. In every shape and form, it is those individual unique experiences that have shaped our senior class and by extension, the wider Darrow community. Now, it is easy sometimes to forget the real world that surrounds us when we are comforted by the enclave of Hello Beautiful Ones by Miss Pitelski and You Rock Honey by Dr. Steins. Now, let us embrace those warm words of comfort and joy that bring forth a sense of peace and belonging. But lest we forget the increasing divisiveness. But lest we forget the increasing divisiveness that our global community is facing, which makes it increasingly difficult for all of us to reside in our current world. Now, as a class, let us reshape that world. Let us make this world better. And I know we can do it. It is evident by Willow laughing at Eric's jokes at Sky Zone, to Joseph sharing Bory love to Jasper, and Emmett Roddy Johnson and Derwin sharing a laugh at Betsy's Pizza. And the funniest one to me is really the rivalry between Yana and Enrico of Serbia and Italy, respectively. or the other way around, Italy and Serbia, respectively. Sorry, guys. Now, these interactions extend beyond the barriers of race, gender, and nationality, but are built upon built upon a mutual understanding of each other's unique personalities. Prominent environmentalist Wangari Maathai once said, "It is the little things citizens do. That's what makes a difference." My little thing is planting trees. Now, members of the class of 2021, now is our time to establish as we evolve and grow our little things. My fellow classmates, it would be remiss of me to disregard the collective journey COVID-19 has caused us to embark. The restrictions placed on the scope of our senior activities to a severely reduced but fun spring term has all contributed to a socially mundane environment, but revealed genuine creativity that has pushed the boundaries of innovating meaningful social interactions. Now, this is a reflection of a hard-working school administration supporting a senior class on a frankly new and challenging journey. The biggest responsibility during this journey is the unmentioned responsibility of setting the tone as a class. Now, I can say proudly, as the majority of us are ready to put on our graduation gowns and say, it says it all about our collective resilience as a class, and for that we should be proud. Furthermore, I am confident we have set a reasonable standard for future classes when faced with catastrophic events like the ones we as a class just defeated. My friends, in the end, it is resilience that will change the future we live in. As we prepare to inherit a broken world, it is imperative that the skill of resilience is refined. Now, the days ahead will be tough, and uncertainty is inherently attached to our future. Now, just as we took on the challenges COVID posed in our journey here today, let us boldly take on the challenges that the remainder of the 21st century will pose. To boldly take on these challenges, however, truth, facts, and a respect for the principles of democracy should be rooted in our approach. Our goal should always be unity, but we should also embrace disagreement and value perspectives that differ from ours. Remember, to always operate from a position of truth and evidence. Let us not make the old age mistake of zealously assigning improper motives to others before knowing the facts. In other words, the less we judge a book by its cover, the more open and willing we'll be open to read it. Only then can real, genuine progress be made. As the Washington Post slogan rightfully said, democracy dies in the darkness. Let us be the light that lead a new way. So I say with confidence, Alex, Walter, Joseph, Jasper, Willow, Jaskaran, Misha, Jaydeep, Zach, Derwin, Shiraj, Aloka, Talia, Eric, Fatu, Sakina, Charlie, Fatumata, Rachel, Emmett, Pep, Enrico, Penelope, Mark, I have no doubt that the journey that will end tomorrow will birth a future of consequence and grow into a shining light that will guide many people along your way. I want to say to my fellow classmates, I am truly grateful to all of you for entrusting me with leadership 3 years ago as sophomore class president, and 3 years later as senior class president, co-president alongside Shiraj. It's been an amazing journey, Shiraj. Thank you. It's my honor and privilege for serving you, my fellow classmates. Good luck in the 2 days ahead, and I wish all the best to every member of this beautiful community. I thank you. Oops.
Wow, that was beautiful. Our next speaker is Swaraj. Swaraj is a 4-year senior, and before his arrival on the mountainside, he lived quite an international existence, from Britain to India to California. During his time at Darrow, Swaraj has been honored with a number of leadership positions, including history prefectship, residential advisorship, along with serving as senior class co-president. Swaraj will head off to Middletown, Connecticut in the fall to pursue his undergraduate studies at Wesleyan University. Please welcome Swaraj.
Good afternoon, everyone. Seniors, can you guys believe it? We are finally at the finish line. Now, I know this year has pushed all of us to our limits, but look at us, guys. We finally made it. I look at all of you and see people who have triumphed over what may have been one of the hardest years in recent history to be a senior. Despite the staymester keeping us at home and our social environment becoming strained due to social distancing, we formed and maintained relationships during these trying times, and that makes me proud of us. The level of growth that I have witnessed in my fellow seniors makes me honored to call myself a member of the class of 2021. Looking back on the academic year and the challenges each of us may have gone through, some commonalities that helped us emerge victorious are compassion, support, and a whole lot of hand sanitizing. The support the community has provided to one another in the past year, and specifically to the seniors and their grueling process of college applications, could not have been done were it not for all of the guidance provided by our advisors, teachers, other mentors, and each other. For with their constant support, they were the people who cheered us on to reach the finish line. In my 4 years here at the Darrow School, I've seen faces come and go. Excuse me, sorry. I've witnessed relationships form and evolve, people's lives taking them on different paths and journeys. But I look out at all of you, my fellow seniors, and feel a sense of pride in taking one last victory lap toward the finish line with you all. I look forward to the years ahead and seeing where they take all of us, but most of all, coming back here after those distant years and catching up with everyone, sitting here now, about where the journey of life has taken us. I hope we were able to look back on this time with a smile on our faces and a sense of relief. Relief that we made it out, made the most of the situation, and had a good time doing it. So seniors, I want to thank you for electing Jaheim and I as our class co-presidents. Again, an honor serving with you. And I hope that we have carried the job with dignity and grace and been the servants this class has needed. And with that being said, thank you. May all of our future journeys bring us the same life-changing growth that we experienced here on the mountainside. Siraj out. Thank you. I think my mask fell down for me. Yeah. Oh, it is? Yeah, it is. Sorry. Got it?
Well done, Siraj. Thank you. Our final student speaker this afternoon is the Salutatorian of the class of 2021, Jaydeep Lally. However, due to the realities of the pandemic, it's made it impossible for Jaydeep to be with us in person this afternoon. A reminder that the challenges of this year are still real and persistent. His remarks will be delivered by President of the Darrow student body, Jaskaran Singh, instead. But let me just mention who Jaydeep is. Jaydeep is a four-year senior from New Jersey. He has been a passionate and driven student throughout his time at Darrow. In addition to his outstanding academic achievements, he has held several leadership positions, including serving as core leader and an RA. Jaydeep will be going to Villanova University in the fall. So in his stead is our good friend, Jaskaran. Come on up, Jaskaran.
Hello. Before I read out Jaydeep's speech, I want to share a couple of remarks about him. As you all may know, Jaydeep and I are close friends with a history that dates back before Darrow. We both grew up in the same town of Carteret and became friends in the 7th grade. We both went to the NJC's program to come here at the Darrow School. We kept a tight bond since then and had a mutual experience of transitioning to this environment. It was an incredible privilege getting to grow and learn alongside him these past 4 years. Anyone who gotten the chance to know Jaydeep knows his deep care and commitment to others, despite the hardship that he faces. No matter what you throw at Jaydeep, he always tries to come out on top. The fact that he still wrote this speech, despite the disappointing news that he received, is a testament to his resiliency. He's such an incredible presence, and he is missed on campus. I know Jaydeep is watching this right now, so I want to direct this at Jaydeep, who's looking at me right now in that camera. Jaydeep, I know how I feel about you, and what we've been through together. I'm sad to not be able to graduate with you in person, but I'm so glad that we get to spend I got to spend the last 4 years with you here. You're not just a friend of mine, but you're also a brother of mine. And it is an incredible honor to read this speech for you, and I hope I make you proud. Thank you. JD's speech. Hello, everyone. I would like to start by saying that I'm deeply saddened that I'm not amongst my peers for this ceremony or for graduation. Unfortunately, I received shattering news this week and was diagnosed for COVID-19. However, I'm glad that my words are still being shared at this beautiful ceremony, and it is an honor to be our class of 2021 Salutatorian. My 4 years at Darrow have been a true pleasure, full of many ups and many downs too. But I've come to realize how important perspective and uncertainty really is. I wanted a perfect ending. Now I've learned the hard way that some poems don't rhyme and some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, or end. And life is about not knowing, having to change, taking the moment and making the best out of it without knowing what's going to happen next. Delicious ambiguity. I've always wanted to know what was going to happen next, and I continually tried to follow detailed plans for my future. But Darrow opened my eyes to the idea of uncertainty. Now, plans aren't always bad because they give us hope, and hope is important too. It gives us purpose and reason to keep going every day. But what is more important is to cherish each and every present moment for what it is and not for what it could be. Because no matter how hard we try to plan, we will eventually be hit with an unexpected outcome. My greatest moments and blessings at this school were never planned. I did not come to Darrow thinking I would ever make music, and I doubt I would ever thought to do so anywhere else. Now, it's a key component in my life. I was able to meet and connect with important people through this passion. Thank you, Zach, Mr. Warba, for pushing me in the right direction and supporting my musical endeavors. A big thank you to my advisor, Ms. Hux, as well as Ms. Hafey, Dr. Steins, and all other students, faculty, and staff for keeping an eye on me throughout the years, making sure I never gave up on myself. I remember having a phone call with my mother midway through junior year and telling her, I think I'm finally becoming a man. Imagine if I stayed in Carteret, I would have never opened my mind back there. And that's what's most important to me. Not that I may become a young man, but that I was able to open my mind and begin to tap into my potential. So thank you to everyone who pushed me to do that. I know I could be stubborn, but no effort went unnoticed. Trust me. I'm beyond proud for my class, for their resilience, and can confidently say that each and every one of my peers will find success one way or another, whether it's going to their dream college or not. We're a strong class with even stronger minds. Thank you for everything. Good luck and farewell to the class of 2021. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you for filling in. You know, one of the strange things is being head of school is you don't get a chance to read essays from students anymore. And so sitting here listening, this is one of the first times I actually get to hear your thoughts and your feelings, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now we're going to move to the awards. And I would like now to invite Director of Studies, Mika Sarala, to the stage to recognize several notable academic achievements of the year. Come on up, Mika.
Good afternoon again. It's the COVID ballet. I don't ever know where to put these things. I am not going to give any speeches, which was going to make everyone happy. But I do want to make a couple of remarks before we start. So this morning, we had some pretty amazing things happen in this tent. We came together for the last time as a community, and in some ways, for the first time, in the kind of a meeting we used to have every Friday in the school, where we got to sit together, reflect, be silent, if that's the way we felt like, or share our thoughts about each other, if that's the way we felt like. And you know, when students started sharing their thoughts about this year, about each other, and about this amazing faculty here, it sort of brought everything together to me, because as for every other administrator and person working in the school, really, the start of this school year was one of incredible uncertainty, even fear about what was to come. We just didn't know what to expect. We had to plan for what we assumed would be the realities of this year. What we and you know, we for the first time ever, I would say, went to a school year with that level of uncertainty. You know, and when those students shared this morning, it sort of brought home the fact that we kind of did a good job. When it felt that so many people were being left on their own devices during a pandemic, you know, it felt really good to realize how much not only these amazing adults here did for these students during this year, but also how much the students did for themselves and for each other. And I have never experienced a more powerful demonstration of the strength of this community. It was quite something. I believe there were more tears shed under this tent than during your, you know, normal wedding or whatever they have in these things, mostly by me. So thank you for that. Thank you for everyone who shared their thoughts this morning. And most importantly, right now, before we start thanking students for their amazing work, I want to thank the teachers of the school. You are absolutely amazing. It is an absolute privilege to work with you and to see what you have been able to do for these young people this year has been an absolute privilege. So thank you all. Now, the way the awards works is we will, whenever an award is announced, I will invite you know, a person here who will be actually presenting or handing it over. I will just sort of read names, and I will read what the award is about and why it's being given to a particular student. So you know, you don't have to come near me, so that's good. And then you can just sort of come over there and you know, take your award and have your picture taken. Hopefully, is that going to happen? You know, so if you can just get up on this nice pedestal here and be honored, that would be wonderful. Next. And we'll start with departmental awards. And we'll start with the visual arts department. So I'm going to invite Ms. Liz Fougere here to present that award. This year's recipient of the Visual Art Department Award sets a standard for reverence and respect for the space and materials of the Jolene Art Center, which is over there. A constant and reliable presence in the building, this student has shared hours of her time within the building, not just to cultivate her strong and continually growing skills across multiple disciplines, but to share this time and space with her peers and our community. A passionate learner and a quiet and constant observer, she will notice the often overlooked, see its shining potential, and figure out the best ways to articulate its value with a clarity that gets her point across. Refined and poetic, when one stands in front of her work, it is clear that everything is in the frame because it is supposed to be there. Successful work doesn't just happen. It takes a dedication to consistent practice, pushing beyond what is safe and allowing oneself to fail and learn from those failures. This student exercises this practice in all she does, and the outcomes speak for themselves. It is with great excitement and honor that I announce that this year's Art Department Award goes to Willow Commendecker.
I get one of Jessica's. Sorry. Yes, Willow. Yes.
And next, to present the Performing Arts Department Award, I will invite up Ms. Jennifer Pitelski. The Performing Arts Department Award celebrates the ambition, growth, and creative aptitude a student displays. This year's award recipient displayed a powerful evolution within her presence in this department. She opened herself up to sharing her voice, writing, directing, and leadership skills. Over the course of 4 years, this phenomenal young woman used her collective observations of the people and life experiences around her to craft stories that dug deep into the how and why of our relationships with each other. Her rich speaking voice welcomed the audience into her peers' work during our audio theater experience. As a fringe director, she skillfully held each playwright's words and guided her cast with intention and empathy. I have no doubt that we will see this young artist's work grace the stage, bookstores, and film festivals. And in the words of the prolific playwright Susan Laurie Parks, be bold, envision yourself living a life that you love. Believe, even if you can only muster your faith for just this moment. Believe that the sort of life you wish to live is at this very moment, just waiting for you to summon it up. And when you wish for it, you begin moving toward it, and it, in turn, begins moving toward you. This year's Performing Arts Department Award goes to the exceptional Faith Jackson. Next is the John A. and Dorothy Van Borst Music Award. I'm going to invite Mr. Andy Werba up here with me. This year, the Music Award goes to a student who has shown outstanding achievement and dedication in our music program. This student has demonstrated a commitment to performance, which has been showcased in concerts both on campus and throughout the community. This musician's talent is raw and undeniable, as he was always a reliable band member from the downbeat to the final hit of the song. As a music prefect, he set a positive and focused tone in a performing arts center and supported all of our concerts and projects on campus. Just as a locomotive pulls the train with steadfast comfort and always arriving on time, the drummer's role in an ensemble is to provide the pulse for the music and be the foundation for all the other musicians to follow. This student's dependability, musical feel, sense of time, and generosity on the bandstand was felt by his peers and admired by me. It comes with both pride and joy to present this year's Music Award to Misha Feller. Next, I'm going to invite Ms. Nancy Dutton to present the English Department Award. This year's recipient has earned the admiration and respect of the English Department faculty for his capacious intellectual curiosity, sophisticated approach to the study of literature, and sustained attention and effort in the development of his academic writing. Thorough preparation, uncommon analytical skills, a strong grasp of textual detail, as well as an ability to make salient extratextual connections, are hallmarks of his approach to literature. He consistently displays confidence, insight, and clarity of expression in discussion. The honoree's written submissions give ample evidence of independent thought. His papers and projects are consistently successful insofar as they provide new insights to a reader who is intimately familiar with the literary works under consideration. The presentation of his work is professional, and the style of his prose is clear and engaging, allowing him to achieve a strong, persuasive, authorial voice. The 2021 English Department Prize is awarded to Jaskaran Singh. Next, I'm going to invite Mr. John Wilinski to present the History Award. The recipient of this year's History Award is the epitome of a historian. In him, a genuine curiosity about the past and how its forces and structures continue to influence the world of today combines with a deeply ethical bent of mind, seeking to apply the lessons thus learned for the benefit of all. This curiosity in some ways transcended the offerings of the Darrow History Department, as many of its electives as he took advantage of, he wanted more, proposing and completing 2 independent studies in economics, taking on the role of history prefect during his senior year and serving as president of the Mountainside chapter of Rho Kappa, the National Social Studies Honor Society. In all of his studies, he has approached the essential questions of the material with a mindset steeped in critical thinking, and always shared his insights actively and with eloquence, thus making an invaluable contribution to classroom and community discourse and to the learning of others. The Darrow History Department is proud to award the 2021 History Award to Swaraj Rai. Next, I'm going to invite Ms. Wendy Russell to present 2 World Languages and Culture Awards. The recipient of this year's Spanish Language Award showed continuous dedication, improvement, and accuracy in the language. They arrived to each class with consistent enthusiasm for the content, classroom activities, and projects. The students pushed themselves in the language and frequently asked questions to be able to better understand the new material and grammar irregularities. The student was helpful to classmates during class activities, was respectful and kind to all, had thoroughly and creatively completed all written work, and had shown exceptional growth in the language by the end of the course. This year's recipient of the Spanish Language Award is Emmet Vitali Penniman. Next is the World Language and Culture Award in French. The World Language Department is proud to present this year's World Language and Culture Award in French to a diligent student who routinely elevates her work above and beyond expectations. She enjoys the journey of learning French and takes thinking about culture to a whole new level. She always turns her work in on time and with impeccable quality and a high level of effort. She also works well with others and adds to a positive and collaborative academic environment. The 2021 World Languages and Culture Award in French goes to Sydney Lane. Next, I'm going to invite Mr. Sean Speckin, our ESL coordinator, to award the English for Speakers of Other Languages Award. The ESL award this year goes to a student who has shown dedication, motivation, and endless amounts of effort towards learning English. I always like to highlight that students enrolled in ESL are living each day surrounded by their non-native language and culture, and each one should be commended for navigating through the many challenges that come with mastering English. This year's recipient has not only adapted to the challenges of learning English, but thrived as a learner and an individual. Her growth during a brief time at Darrow is nothing short of remarkable. She has become a near unstoppable force whilst remaining unapologetically herself, and I look forward to seeing where her path takes her in the future. This year's ESL award goes to Fatou Thiam. Next, I'm going to invite Mr. Joel Priest, the Math Department Chair, to present the Mathematics Award. The Math Award this year goes to a student who has shown great dedication to the study of mathematics. He continually challenged himself at every turn and was tireless in his desire to learn and understand every concept. There was no topic or task too tough for him to tackle. This year's Math Award goes to Jaskaran Singh. That's the way you do it. Next, I'm going to invite Dr. Ted Lightburn to award the Science Award. The Science Department Award this year goes to a student who is often soft-spoken. However, if you stand close enough to him, you might hear some insightful observations along with some, shall we say, sharp-witted comments. His work in his courses has been calculated, thorough, and mostly legible. This is a student who isn't afraid to get his hands dirty and is also the first to help clean up. Polite, fun, and kind to his peers, he is a natural leader in the classroom and in the laboratory. The sciences have a force to be reckoned with coming up in the ranks, and it has been my distinct pleasure to have had the honor of working with him in his Darrow career. The 2021 Science Department Award goes to Joseph Lapel. Next, I want to invite Mr. Don Singleton, the Darrow Athletic Director, to present 2 Class of 65 awards. The Class of 65 award is given to the senior who best represents Darrow in sports through team play, sportsmanship, and athletic achievement. This year's recipient of the Class of 65 award has completed 8 varsity seasons in 3 sports over a 4-year athletic career. He is a quiet leader whose persistence, determination, and dedication to improvement, as well as encouragement and generous sharing of knowledge and experience, serve to elevate the level of performance of his teammates. He has represented Darrow Athletics well in Hudson Valley Athletic League competition through steadiness of performance, unfailing sportsmanship, and a manner of play that exudes passion for sport. The recipient of the 2021 Class of 65 award is Swaraj Rai.
Turn into the wind.
Another challenge of the COVID year for some people. The Class of 65 award is given to the senior who best represents Darrow in sports through team play, sportsmanship, and athletic achievement. This year's recipient of the Class of 65 award has completed 8 varsity seasons in 3 sports over a 4-year athletic career. Through these experiences, she has discovered and developed an appreciation of competitive athletics. In each of her sports, she has displayed hard work, discipline, uncommon endurance, and coachability. She leads through sterling example, quiet enthusiasm, and well-timed, well-considered words, which, because they are used sparingly, have the salutary effect of guiding her teammates toward a common goal. This leadership has been recognized by her selection as captain in 2 sports. The recipient of the 2021 Class of 65 award is Willow Covendecker. Next, I'm going to invite Dr. Lightburn back to present the George Love Hands to Work Award. I have had the distinct pleasure of working with 2 all-time Hands to Work superstars for the last 2 years. As a team, they have developed and realized many projects independently, professionally, and with such enthusiasm that I cannot remember them all, let alone try to list them. What stands out for me are the decorations they put up around campus for the various holidays. Their sense of spirit and desire to make campus a better place for the whole community was evident in their actions. The planning and execution of these projects gave them the confidence to plan and run Springfest this year, an event they imagined and turned into reality. The day was a success due entirely to their enthusiasm, leadership, and follow-through. I am proud to have had the opportunity to work with these 2 students. This year, the George Love Hands to Work Award goes to Willow Covendecker and Jaskaran Singh. Next, I'm going to ask 2 alums of Williams College to present the Williams College Book Award. And those fine folks are Ms. Jenna Glovsky and Ms. Christina Alvarado. So they can fight who actually gets to hand over the book. The Williams College Book Award is given to a junior who has demonstrated intellectual leadership and has made significant contributions to the extracurricular life of the school. This year's Williams College Book Award is presented to Axel Abiniega. We will now move to the class awards, and for each award, I'm going to ask the advisor of the awardee to come and present the award. And first, I'm going to ask Miss Nancy Dutton to present the 9th grade class award. The 9th grade class award is presented to the member of the class who has demonstrated dedication to academic excellence and displays effective participation in the activities of the school. This year's recipient of the 9th grade class award is Heaven Constant. Next, I'm going to invite Mr. Mcelveen to present the 10th grade class award. The 10th grade class award is presented to the member of the class who has demonstrated dedication to academic excellence and displays effective participation in the activities of the school. This year, the recipient of the 10th grade class award is Samantha Rich. Next, I'm going to invite Mr. Tim O'Donoghue to present the 11th grade class award. The 11th grade class award is presented to the member of the class who has demonstrated dedication to academic excellence and displays effective participation in the activities of the school. This year, the recipient of the 11th grade class award is Tyler Nadig. We will next move to featured awards, and I will again invite the advisors of the awardees to present the awards. First, I'm going to invite Ms. Lisa Leary up here for the faculty award. By the way, Ms. Leary has been the person who has worked incredibly hard and tirelessly to get all of this done. There is so much planning that has had to go to maintaining social distancing, doing all of this in a year like this, and so we all owe her a debt of gratitude for making this possible. The Faculty Award is presented to the returning student who best demonstrates community spirit, academic endeavor, and personal initiative. This year, the recipient of the Faculty Award is Sydney Lane. Next, to present the Mcelveen Memorial Award, I'm going to invite Mr. Don Singleton. The Mcelveen Memorial Award has been created by the family and friends of the late Edward Morton Mcelveen of the Darrow class of 1964, who was killed in action in Vietnam while on duty with Special Forces of the United States Army. This award is presented to that member of the junior class who best exemplifies the qualities of vitality, integrity, and courage. This year, the recipient of the Mcelveen Memorial Award is Taylor Caraballo. We also have one faculty award. That means a award that goes to a faculty member to present in this ceremony. And I'm going to invite Mr. Vadney back to make that presentation.
All right. All righty. Oh, these ceremonies always get me. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Let me get to this one here. This award is the Hoops Family Faculty Award. The Hoops Family Faculty Award is given each year in memory of Joseph C. and Elizabeth S. Hoops by their daughter, former Darrow Assistant Admissions Director and Trustee Holly Hoops Hudemak. The award honors a returning Darrow School faculty member, staff person, or administrator with at least 3 years of experience at Darrow who has made a lasting impression on students and made a big difference in their lives and in the life of the school. And this doesn't have to have been in the classroom. It could have happened anywhere, on or off the Darrow campus at any time during the year, not just between September and June. This year's recipient is described by the students as kind, joyful, welcoming, and warm. Students mentioned his incredibly positive attitude, how much he welcomes new ideas, how comfortable he makes them feel on campus. Many students stated that Darrow would not feel the same without him. His classes are fun and engaging, and he's a teacher that students can go to if they need anything, or if they're going through a tough time. He constantly inspires students to bring their best selves to the Darrow community and to follow their passions, whether in or out of the classroom. Students noted his role in bringing the community closer together this year and how much of an impact he has had on their personal progress as students and musicians. A student stated, quote, "He maintained a beautiful music program through many struggles and situations. With COVID, having kids of his own, he still has been able to keep the program in check and made areas like the PAC a fun, safe, and comfortable place to be in. His efforts to create and host events and assemble a team to help him are a great example of perseverance." Another student wrote, "He is so kind and a joy to be around. He's been an inspiration and a powerful leader in this community. He has led great classes with amazing performances, and his work this year has had the biggest impact on me and on the community as a whole." This year's Hoops Family Faculty Award goes to none other than Andrew Warba. Oh. Well deserved, man. Well deserved. That's right. We like that. We like that a lot. Right. All right. We are getting ready to move to the next phase here. And Next, please welcome to the stage Walter Dunn Barcelona, class of 2021. Walter is going to sing Simple Gifts, a wonderful Shaker song, and accompanied by Mr. Warba.
I dealt with that for 4 years.
Amazing, right? So in years past, we typically ask that everyone joins in singing with us, but as you may understand, Walter's just got to do a solo here, so he's got to bring us home.
Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, to be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be a delight, till by turning we come round right.
Well done, Walter. So that melody, by the way, that was a Welsh cradle song that the Shakers took that melody and they put their own words to it back in 1848. And the idea for the Shakers is a gift was anything that came from the world of the spirit or the soul. So whatever lesson or whatever it is that came from that was what they called the gift. So that song is a gift to be simple. Stay simple in this life, they always thought. Anyway, moving on, the baccalaureate address. This year's address will be given by Mr. John Valinsky. John has been a fixture on the mountainside here for 8 years. In addition to serving as the chair of the Darrow History Department, John has for years now coached all 3 seasons, and anyone who has had the privilege of playing on his lacrosse team can vouch for his undying passion for that game. John also coordinates the financial literacy seminar, and as that singular element of Darrow's program is a graduation requirement for seniors, John has also been able to hone his skills in tracking elusive prey over many years. I didn't write that, Mika wrote that. John's other passions include aviation and space flight, and his trove of knowledge on Darrow's highest flying alum, Apollo 12 astronaut Pete Conrad, the third man to walk on the moon, is known to all. Finally, a word of warning. John's perhaps most controversial passion is punning. So I just want to make sure you're all mentally prepared for that. It is my absolute privilege to introduce Mr. John Valinsky. Give it up for it.
So it's not my intention to include any puns today. Huh? Okay. Good afternoon, Darrow faculty, staff, administrators, students, family and friends joining us remotely, and the young women and men of the hour, the Darrow School Class of 2021. I just want to say before I keep going that I wrote these remarks addressed to our senior class, but they are for every Darrow student. In thinking about what I wanted to say to you today, I also found myself thinking about what I want to say to my own children, who will both be starting college along with all of you, seniors that is, this fall. So this effort to impart some worthwhile advice is both for my own biological children and for you, my honorary Darrow children, the class of 2021. You, Darrow class of 2021, own your own education. In a purely literal and legal sense, you own your own education. Regardless of the level of education, or whether it's public or independent, you and or your parents are paying in some form for your education. In independent schools and in college, it's through tuition, and with public schools, it's through a portion of the tax dollars that your parents pay. But what I'm talking about today isn't ownership in a literal and legal sense. What I'm talking about is ownership of your own education in a philosophical and intellectual sense. Your education is for one person and one person only, you. It's not for your teachers, your professors, your parents, your family, your friends, your peers. It is for you. You own it. Your education, especially the college experience that awaits you beginning this fall, is all about exploring your interests, investigating new academic areas and subjects, meeting new, interesting, and challenging people, and embracing the opportunity to expand your mind, your horizons, and your sense of what's possible, both for yourself and for the world. Because the world needs you, trust me. While it's normal and natural to want to please others, particularly parents and teachers, as you forge your path through college, it becomes increasingly important that you chart a course that isn't based on whether it will please others. What matters is whether it pleases you. And by pleases you, I also include challenges you, excites you, motivates you, inspires you. This is your life, and no one else can live it for you. This is your education, which has the capacity to shape and enrich your life. So seize it by the horns and own it. I will now offer a list of do's and don'ts for how to own your own education. Don't be a spectator, victim, or bystander of your own life and education. Be the protagonist of your own story and your own education. Do make your voice and ideas heard, starting your first day on campus and continuing every day and in every class you attend. Don't think of your education as something that's happening to you, or worse still, something that's being done to you. It's not a punishment, a detour, or a waiting period before your real life begins. As the early 20th century educational philosopher and reformer John Dewey wrote, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Do be your own advocate. Believe in yourself and ask for and seek out the resources, opportunities, and support you need to be successful and happy. Don't be passive, half-hearted, indifferent, intimidated, silent. There will always be situations, circumstances, and people that will interfere with your ability and desire to assert yourself and take ownership of your experience and education. Don't let them. Do own your own education by being present, open, and mindful in everything you do. Believe it or not, the most interesting thing around you isn't something on your phone. It's the people, the conversations, the sharing, the relationships, and friendships. Don't let your cell phone be the first part of you to enter a room. Do study what matters to you, and if you need to, create your own program of studies. The slogan of the African Leadership University is, declare a mission, not a major. I encourage all of you to be on a mission. Figure out what your skills and strengths are, figure out what you're passionate about, what you need from your college experience to actualize those things, and go for it. Own your own education. Don't settle for the ho-hum. If you're not excited and energized by what you're studying and learning, ask yourself why not, and make changes. Do seek out and connect with professors who engage and inspire you. It may not be as easy to do as connecting with your teachers here at Darrow, but this is an incredibly important part of owning your own education. College professors are indeed college professors with PhDs, so they're all, Doc, But first and foremost, they are teachers, and they truly do want to know you and help you learn as deeply as possible. Contrary to a lot of what has been instilled in you by your education up to this point, learning is not about numbers. Grades, scores, GPAs, honors and high honors, class ranking, standardized test scores, all of these are part of the system of education we have, but they aren't intrinsically connected to actual learning. Many of the most important things you'll learn in your life will have absolutely nothing to do with any sort of grading or assessment. And once you leave college and enter the workforce, with only a few exceptions, employers will not be interested in the grades you got in college, but rather in what you learned, how well you learned it, and how effectively you can use that knowledge to make an impact. All of this is not to say that grades don't matter and that you shouldn't strive for high grades. Rather, what I'm trying to suggest is that owning your own education means that you are studying and learning and excelling because you are intrinsically motivated and intellectually excited by what you're studying. When that happens, high grades will follow all by themselves. Throughout most of human history, children started working as soon as they were able to make a contribution to the subsistence of their family and community. The idea of young people being able to devote 17 of the first 21 years of their lives to thinking, learning, and intellectual growth is a relatively modern phenomenon. The bottom line is that until your early 20s, the primary familial and societal expectation you will encounter is that you are a student. Never again in your life will you have the time, opportunities, mental capacity, and perhaps most important of all, permission to devote yourself full-time and full bore to learning. So own your own education by taking full advantage of this time in your life. Whether you go on to college or choose to pursue other opportunities, look at every single day, every experience you have, every new place you visit, and every human interaction as an opportunity for learning and growth. You all know that I'm a history teacher, so I'm legally obligated to bring in some history, so brace yourselves. Most of you, students that is, seniors that is, have taken United States history with me, and even if you haven't, the name Frederick Douglass is probably familiar to most of you. Besides being one of the towering figures of American history, Frederick Douglass is the gold standard when it comes to owning one's own education. Born into slavery, Frederick Douglass used every ounce of his ingenuity, determination, courage, and idealism to overcome huge obstacles in the simple matter of learning to read and write. Despite never setting foot in a classroom or having any formal education, Frederick Douglass went on to an amazing career as a writer, orator, abolitionist, newspaper publisher, diplomat, women's rights advocate, and humanitarian. He had to fight tooth and nail for every bit of learning, literacy, and knowledge that he gained in his life, and he never stopped that fight. I offer all of you the example of Frederick Douglass as someone who truly owned his own education. Everything that Frederick Douglass had to fight for is waiting for you next fall with open arms. It's your life, your future, your education. Go out there and own it.
Thank you, John. Thank you. All right, so this is closing remarks time. And I just want to say, I thought we had to stick to the script, but you didn't, so I'm gonna just go off a little bit. This is the last time we're actually gonna all be together. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. This was one heck of a year. And when it started, we didn't know what was gonna happen. As Mika said, Mr. Sarala said, it was scary. We didn't know how many of us were gonna get sick. We didn't know if any of us were gonna die. And that was just the fact. And yet, we did it. We came here, we figured out how to do it, and we did it. And last night, this is for those of you who don't know me, I was on the faculty here in the 80s, but I haven't seen, now that I'm back, I haven't seen any of these ceremonies. This is all new to me. And because last year we didn't have any. So this is cool, seeing this. And last night, the prom was out of sight. It was amazing. And I haven't seen one of those in a long time. And it wasn't like I had when I was in high school, but it was really fun. And I agree with you. That was watching the kids have so much fun. And at first I couldn't figure out, nobody was dancing. We had this awesome music. I thought awesome music and lights and everything. And then Sydney comes over to me and she goes, Mr. Vadney, can we put the dance music on? And I went, I thought we did. And she said, no, I want the dance music. And I said, well, then put it on. And as soon as that went on. It was unreal what was going on. It's crazy. There is a great video that Sarah did about the prom, and you've put it up on social media. Really, really good. Well done. Thank you for that. And if you want to see some incredible photos, Doc put some amazing photos out. It's on Google Drive, right? But people can access them. I mean, they are amazing. One of the great things about this place is the power of the site, and you probably have felt it. The Shakers were here from 1785 until 1933. This, where you're sitting right now, was their kitchen garden, and they had access to those sunsets that we saw last night. All of those years that they were here, the sunsets here are magical. And last night was a killer. It was phenomenal. And we got to experience it together. And that was great. So I will shut up now. I just want to thank each and every one of you for an incredible year. I've always told the students at every school I've been at, you know how you know it's been a good year? Because at the end of it, you know you went through something substantial together. And boy, did we do that this year. Thank you. Closing remarks. Congratulations to all the award recipients and to each of the students for the successes you've experienced this year. Please join me, everyone, in a final round of applause for our speakers and award recipients. Put it together for them. That's good. And even though Mika stole my thunder here about the administrators helping out, a special thank you to all the administrators for helping out. Lisa Leary, Amanda. Where's Amanda? Amanda, thank you. So you got to put your hands together for Amanda. She did so much work behind the scenes. And also, they're not here, but the facilities crew. This is a 380-acre campus, and it takes a lot of upkeep on this, so we thank them. Now, we all still have a lot to do because we have to continue preparations for the senior faculty dinner tomorrow night, and of course, commencement on Saturday. A reminder for those of you who are going to be here on Saturday and will be graduating, there is an all-school photo that will be taken prior to commencement on the steps of the library at 9 a.m. We'll know if you're not there because we'll have the photo evidence. Yeah. All right. Have a good afternoon. Thank you for your attention and thank you for coming.